What industry do you hope won't exist in 10 years? The concert ticket mafia. Ticketmaster, StubHub, Live Nation. Duck them. Ada, I know those entities aren't really an entire industry. They basically have the market monopolized, though. No shit. A few years ago I wanted to get Garth Brooks tickets. The venue had this system set up to keep scalpers, aka Ticketmasters, from grabbing a bunch of tickets. I logged into the website at the exact time the website said and had to keep hitting refresh for a ducking hour and a half. By the time I could get in, there was one ticket left. One. Then guess who started advertising tickets? Yup. Fucking Ticketmasters. Fuck 'em. Telemarketers. I think it's funny that we already have telemarketing robots calling call screening robots. Personally, I just use Tasker to auto-drop any call from a number that isn't in my contacts. The problem I have is that all of the telemarketing calls I get, either from bots or from real people, are calling me using phone numbers spoofed from my contacts list. I can't refuse to answer a call from my daughter, but I'm really pissed when it's not my daughter calling, but some scammer using my daughter's phone number. Everyone always wants a better phone, but people never complain enough about this. I can't believe the phone part of phones is by far the worst part of the experience. The fact there is a way to spoof numbers so easily in 2023 is a monumental failure of the telephone system. Having formerly worked for both Verizon and it, I can assure you that this isn't a failure of those companies. It's a boost to their profit. They're paid by telemarketers to help telemarketers spoof numbers. It's really easy to do this in 2023 when the entire telecommunications industry is responsible for the spoofing in the first place. I'd still call that a failure of the telephone system. Anything involving cold calling, or massive phone call farms pimping random shit. Edit. I did not expect 17k upvotes. Haha Ty. Mommy family vloggers. They're sinister. A podcast I listened to did a 7-episode deep dive and it was horrifying. There needs to be laws to protect these exploited children, and in 10 to 20 years we're going to see a lot of these kids telling their horror stories and suing their parents. Edit to add, the podcast is called Someplace Underneath. It's episodes 56 to 62. Most pyramid schemes. The amount of FB posts I see that are like join my book exchange. Send 6 books, get 36 back. Variations include wine bottles, kids' toys, etc. Tells me pyramid schemes are not going anywhere, because people are not smart enough to realize these are literally the definition of a pyramid scheme. That's why I have this fantastic new idea for a business model, the inverted funnel plan. Instead of your money funneling down into some fat cat's new yacht fund, you flip it around and start funneling money to you. And the best part is, the more people you hire, the wider your funnel. The troubled teen industry. Look up Nexpo's video on Elon School and you'll see what I mean. Abusing minors for money shouldn't be an industry. Edit, didn't realize this would get so much traction, so if you're interested in helping advocate against T, head over to Troubled Teens and join our little crew. As a former student, prisoner, I could not second this enough. The facility I was sent to got shut down a number of years ago, but there are still many other thriving programs. Some of the girls who also went there are now working on a documentary to shed some light on how counterproductive and downright criminal these places are. Pharmacy Benefit Managers, PBMS. Look them up. They're basically blood-sucking middlemen that sit between hospitals and health insurers. Supposedly created to control prescription drug costs and manage formularies, but they actually drive prices up. One of the many terrible causes of high medical costs in the States. It's not the PBMS alone that drive up the price, it's the combination of every single company in the supply chain. PBMS are often easily blamed by the other companies to hide their own drug price inflation because it's easy to blame a negotiator and call them a middleman. Don't get me wrong, I agree with you, PBMS are terrible too, but wouldn't it just be better if medical insurance went away, or even better, eliminating the industry of corporate lobbying that prevents the government from going after the medical industry? As someone who works on these topics, here are my opinions: 1. The complexity itself is a big part of the problem. 2. Small reforms are hard, usually because of money. Even big reforms like Obamacare were a mess, mainly because of money. 3. If you want good reforms, look for an entire foreign system to copy. Find one adapted to the way the US currently works. 4. It will work better if most decision makers in medicine are very afraid that keeping the current system is going to cost them money. For example, imagine a patient strike, where everything elective is delayed, or some alternate non-governmental way of delivering services grows fast. Or, there are big successful lawsuits. One of the wild cards is something medicine does not see coming. The biggest effects would not be for a single condition, but broad groups. Scam call centers. They'll be replaced by scam call centers. Oh my God. I never thought of this. But you're right. Imagine how many calls they could make from a server farm when you don't have to have actual people slowing things down. And to make matters worse, it learns what works and what doesn't. So over time, it will only get better and more deceitful. Replicating yours, your friends, and yours family's voices and learning the speech patterns to call other family members as you. Man. The future is going to be crazy. Oncology. I think even oncologists would agree, and we would happily retrain them in any other field of their choosing. It'd support legislation that would give them a few months paid vacation as a victory lap and then paid retraining. Hell, let them have the rest of their lives off if they want. I feel like they earned it. Off-cologist. Human trafficking. Looks back at history, should I tell them? Everything as a subscription. As a tech worker, I understand why this is so popular, but God, do I hate it. Edit. Some subscriptions can genuinely offer amazing value to consumers. My problem is the mass adoption of subscription on products and services that have no business being a subscription. Those that exist solely so companies can make more money off of you. Not everything should be a subscription. Right? I ducking despise it. Even something silly as a bad coloring app wants a $8.99 monthly subscription. That's Disney Plus with ads MFS. Don't forget to create an account with us so we can sell, so you can save your work, haha, literally everything. Puppy kitten farms. Us tax prep. Unnecessary middleman with artificially maintained necessity due to lobbying bribery. Edit. I understand that many people have a reason to use professional tax services. In fact, I'm one of them, surprise. Most people don't need this, though. There should be a better alternative for the average taxpayer, especially considering how confusing and fluid the government system is. As a tax preparer, I partly agree. There is absolutely no reason for an individual who works a job and receives wage income needs to file a tax return in the computer age. Employers should be able to withhold the correct amount and everything is done. It would save the IRS paper and man hours and a lot of people a lot of frustration. It is done by plenty of other countries. People with rental income, self-employment income, and similar would still need to file a return. Social media influencing. I think it's going to get much worse before it gets any better. For-profit health insurance. Fast fashion. Mega churches. 24-hour propaganda media outlets masquerading as news. Payday loans. Lobbying. Child beauty pageants, are they still going? That. Not even Frank's Little Beauties? Do not diddle kids. Wouldn't do it with anybody younger than my daughter, no little kids gotta be big. Everything to do with planned obsolescence. Massive industry, disproportionately responsible for obscene levels of environmental damage. For-profit prisons. Car dealerships. Give me my damn direct-to-consumer sales. Death to the sleazy middlemen. Child modeling and anything to do with children being publicized on social media. Third-party student loan consultants. I used to work as a federal student loan collector for a Department of Education contractor. I have horror stories about borrowers who were purposefully deceived by these people, the worst of whom was someone who thought a consolidation she paid for completely eliminated her obligation. What these legally gray assholes do is trick people into paying to have free paperwork done on their behalf. Sure, they have the tiny fine print disclosures, but they're extremely predatory and make me sick. Getting rid of them could be legislation worthy, given that they interfere with federally owned debts. The duckers that make college textbooks $2,000. Beauty pageants Lamau. For-profit healthcare. For-profit tax filing companies. For-profit prisons. I'd if this falls out of the right category, but everything needing Wi-Fi. I bought a scale the other day that needed Wi-Fi before it could read my weight. I have a PS5 with all the media apps I need, give me the option for a dumb TV. My washer, dryer, Fridge and oven also shouldn't need Wi-Fi to be able to do basic operations. Samsung as a company is driving me up the ducking wall lately.